these gentlemen who have this business. Because if we don't deal with each other, I want us to have a conversation as soon as possible about having a black men's summit. The gays have their summit, Latinos have their summit, women have their summit, everybody has their summit, discussing the issues that affect us. But we have to talk about minorities. Damn if I'm a minority. I'm the majority in Baltimore. One thing they took me no problem, 51% is greater than 49%. So I'm not a minority. And I'm not, and I'm telling you, we are new people. We are not African American. We are black American. You know how many countries in Africa? We are black Americans, and they created new people. And so I just want to have to make this point.
Is there anyone who... Okay, Bill?
First of all, the fellow said good news to the round of applause. Let me give ourselves a round of applause. Just real quick, because we have I just want to personally thank everybody. You know what I mean? I think that Mike said earlier on that, basically, the first Saturday of the month is Black Charity. To violence. And you're not pulling for one another. So I mean, it's important for all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So when we promote it, everybody needs to promote it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Mike said, we've been going there in March for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So, when brothers on my black man summit, man, at least the end day before 10,000 black men together, we did something. But everybody has to be on the same page. I just want to thank everybody, for being here, continue to come. We got to continue to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? We got differences to go down. But hey, everybody we come together, everybody got differences down. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make things happen that need to happen. Because I'm going to step down with this. In my personal thing. When we talk about our problems, the majority of our problems come from black men. And the only one who can stop it, that's right, is black men. Right? So with that, Mike, I'm going to say that was the last thing. The reason we take donations is that we have never been about making money for an organization. When we take donations, it's always for the facility that we use and for the food that the facility provides for us. So I just want everybody to be clear about that. Black men and black men have never been set up to make money as an organization. We set up to bring black males together and to promote black business. Okay?
I know there's a question back there and then I'm going to go ahead.
I walked in the room and I see that I'm not here from the group about college or first out here for more information on people posted on the back page. I have not been willing to give anybody in the area less than 5 to think about this. I have about 70 people on the name here. A lot of them I'm not even sure about. I have 700 names here before. I've been willing to share with anybody very good. Like I said, that's about 250 people about it. Right.
No, don't go far because I'm gigabyting with you.
These black wolves don't have no food in their mouth, stand up, sing your name, with and talk to the men of them.
Can't hear me, son. We want to make sure, too, that you always know who is owning, especially for young people, who owns this record. That this record is not owned by the town. And the other that's going to introduce yourself, those going to introduce you right now, who owns this establishment. Bill?
They're over here late.
Yeah.
But because he really wanted to do this, and even though he was sick, he made sure that he came in and he could do this. So he made sure. The food here is off the chain.
Yes. Now, if anybody has not, I'm sorry. And Muhammad, thank you again. I know when you're not feeling well, how hard it is, 'cause I don't feel good, no day. So I know how it feels, not to really want to come out. For the, yes, sir. Go ahead, come on, man.
So we'll do that on behalf of Black Men Unified.
My brother, let me tell you, he does a lot of great stuff, this young man here. Everybody, before you leave, if you get a chance, before we leave, you need to talk to this young man here. I mean, whatever he, okay. At the end of the day, one of the things that we wanted to contribute to our events is that a lot of people would say, hey man, at the end, I met all of these people and everybody's doing some great things. But, maybe we need someone that, every now and then to stand up and have a subject matter or have a subject to talk about. Last week we had Dr. Cheatham. Prior to that, we've had Marilyn Mosby, of course, my councilman, I wanted to be my councilman, but my councilman for life, Paul has always stayed on top and always brought us great information. And this one is this. My father was an entrepreneur all his life. I'm the youngest of 11 children. Okay, so I was the one when they was born, they just looked at me and said, you're young. But one of the things my father always encouraged us was entrepreneurship. How to own your own. Because see, nobody can tell you or refuse you when you own it yourself. So how I'm always impressed with the brothers who's running these young black men. And not only is he have them in discipline, but he always brings them around black men that are doing positive things. So I don't get a chance to see you as much as I need to. I do talk to a lot of different ones, but I just want to thank you because if someone is not taking care of the young people, then the young people you're not taking care of are the ones going to meet you on the corner. So when you can get them to understand what you do, that they are the future, but they are also powerful even at the age that they are, because the revolution might have started in the middle class, but it was acted upon by young people. So with that, I met this brother years ago. And the consistency that he had, besides putting out fires at the time, was he always taught black entrepreneur empowerment. He always always talked about to me about black folks owning and teaching black entrepreneurship. So one more thing before I introduce him. I want to thank for us coming out, because we've also got to share with brown folk who come from a different country. You know, he's born in Baltimore. but to let them know that our struggle is the same struggle. That don't pretend it's anything different. And for those who wish to say that the struggle is not the same, as I jokingly said earlier, some people want to be black till they get pulled over by the police. Some people don't want to be black until they get pulled over by the police and understand that they are. But our struggle is the same. But I've always appreciated, because he's always tried to explain to me, and he did when he ran for state's attorney, that there's some things we're doing wrong in the community too. And we need to fix. And so how we need to get with them to understand the laws that other people have written that we have to deal with. So I just want to thank you personally for coming out, and thank your sister who ran for governor, but your whole family, the mere fact that they taught at Douglas. They taught at the great Morgan State University, and all of them things shows really the commitment. It's not about your nationality, the commitment is about your heart. So I just want to thank you for that. Now, not only is this man going to talk about this, he's also an author. And he's written, what, 30 books? But he always, on the different social networks, will always put up, have you read this? And my library has expanded, and I never say that word, but my book place has expanded because of this young. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring Haki Ammi. Thank you, brother.
All right. Greetings, everybody. Hotel, peace, and blessings. I just want to thank you all, strong black men who've been coming here on a regular basis. I certainly have come here several times over the past few weeks, past few years. My name is Haki Ammi, Haki Ammi.
Shakur.
Yes, and I'm not a success scholar, I am the success scholar. But I want to first just open with a quote from Dr. Black History Month, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He said, when you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. And we live in a society that, we get experiences and, we research things, or, most of us get our ideas from media and from our parents and different sources. And so one thing I had to realize is that we have to look at our senses, and how we get information. As Brother Mike said, that, in terms of the power of reading. And I'll share a little bit about that, and this is why I have several books here with me today. But before I get into that, I want to make a quick announcement about something that's coming up at Coppin State. They have a play, A Raisin in the Sun, and I do, with the theater department there, so you can take a picture of that. And I also have these buttons, Black Money Matters. So I'm part of an organization here by the same name, and you can go to blackmoneymatters.org. So, and actually last week they had a workshop next door during the same time, so that was right on time. But we got to understand where we are, where we have been, and this is why I always come with different books. It's not necessarily about my book, although I co-authored this book with Les Brown and Dr. George Fraser. How many know about Les Brown and Dr. George Fraser? And, I learned a lot from them over the years. Just coming up, putting a book out, we captured bank robbers. They had some people captured, and the people that were captured started thinking and falling in love with their captors, shall I say. So, and they started identifying and sympathizing with their captors. And so we had this, W.E.B. Du Bois describes it as double consciousness. And what we have to realize that segregation was not too far ago, right? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Legal segregation. I have a book, not in our neighborhood. I have that right over there. So, and just recently, the governor in Virginia posted with a picture of the Klan robe. Really? It's like that in 1980? You feeling that way? Huh? So, we got to understand that there are some adversaries. Straight up. There are some adversaries to our survival, to our biological survival. And this is what Dr. Amos Wilson discussed in his book. And this is why, I've had to make sure that several people had access to that. Like Reverend Alvin Hathaway has access to that. He's up in these spaces with these different people. I'm hoping he's reading it. I gotta say it, I'm hoping he's reading it. So he's in position, and there are several others. I made sure that many of the mayoral candidates several years ago, and I thank Brother Carl Stokes for coming. I was on the board of the Balkan Blazers, and he came through. We had a mayoral candidate for him. But Dr. Claude Anderson's work, right? I made sure Dr. Burley, he got a copy. He was ready when he ran for mayor. When we used to meet with Robert Clay, who was out there with the former brother Robert Clay. All right, two people know. Okay, so several of us, we got to get these pieces to the puzzle. So I always say that success leaves clues, and I went into the United States Navy. Again, speaking about why I left, and I went into the Navy, did 5.5 years active duty, got honored with discharge, and so when I came out, very conscious, very aware, black as I want to be, and I worked for the Mayor's Office of Employment Development for youth opportunity in Baltimore, on the West Side, and so there I was, training young people between ages 16, 18, 24, and I started seeing patterns, and it was surprising to me in the Sandtown area, just the level of trauma and drama and oppression and poverty that was going on, and the drugs, how some young people were actually using drugs at particular ages. So doing that, and then later I worked at that's where I started writing for the Sandtown Winchester Viewpoint newspaper. And then I had a store, because I was like, we got to turn this into some entrepreneurship. And, I had a store on Penn North. That's right. Penn North Avenue, ground zero for the Freddie Gray rides. And, had different products, different things that we need, healthy, holistic products, books, and other things that I know that I could pay the bills with. And so when I hear sometimes, I'm like, man, that's 20 years ago. We talked about going back to Pennsylvania Avenue. So I had to think, try to implement some of Dr. Anderson's work at that particular time. I had to think about some of my experiences there. Like, I needed brothers there at that time. Not to say anything, about people going in there right now, but I was there, with old ladies, older black women, hold it down. Holding it down. Right, in the communities. And that's what many of the community associations, for instance, are missing. So I want to, and you can just do a little time thing. You just, okay. So I want to see, in terms of principles for success, study, thinking big is the most powerful thing that we can do. Thinking outside of, our racial perceptions and opinions about who we are. Les Brown always say that someone's opinion of you does not have to be your destiny. That's right. Success leaves clues, right? Successful people study their lives. Think and Grow Rich, powerful book. All business, entrepreneurial-minded individuals should have that copy. There's one written by Caucasian folks, and Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, professor at one of those Atlanta colleges. He teaches there for that. So, in closing again, coming up there's the U.S. Chamber of Commerce meeting. They're going to be meeting in Silver Spring, Maryland. I would encourage everyone that's ready for that level. Several officials may be there, but we have to be in different spaces, if you will, or talking and connecting to people that are in different spaces. You know, I've been to places, and not that everybody needs to read everything, but we have to be familiar enough and resourceful enough to know what these different books are, right? And be prepared to get them to the right people, right? And this is what organizers do.
That's right.
You know, and I still consider myself, in, you know,
Yes,
if I'm doing business, I'm like, you're not doing no real business in the bigger scheme of this global system
That's right.
of racism, white supremacy. I mean, we just barely getting by.
Hello.
So we gotta be diversified to be prepared to keep our brothers and sisters, what I say, alive, free, and preserving their future economic opportunity. And so, speaking about this Black Chamber of Commerce, I would say, look that up. Google it. It's in Silver Spring sometime in February. Black Chamber of Commerce. And I'll say several books. How many people heard my commercials on 1010? Cool. I thought it was more funny. I always get some funny commercials. I've done several commercials. You know, I was the last one who brought Dr. Francis Wilson here, and they know it like that. But I did one. I talked about this one book, How White Folks Got So Rich. That's a book that's out. That's very popular now. The History of the Black Dollar. I have that right there. And Angel Rich, she's out of D.C. Anybody know her? Okay. And then this one, How to Build a Black Wall Street, that it just came out. So these are some key books that I believe that we need to have. And one book that I wanted to talk about was Tribes, How Race, Religion, and Identity Determine Success in the 21st Century. This is a Caucasian gentleman, Joel Cochran, University of Chicago. And he talks about several different groups, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Jewish community, the East Asians, and Japanese, and European Americans, Euro-Americans. And he talks about these different ethnic groups. And the only time he talks about black people is he talks about the Garvey movement and the Nation of Islam. So we gotta be diverse enough, and still, whether we agree totally, we gotta know our history, right? We gotta study the movements, not, yes, the do for self movements, and I know some people theorizing how public policy can help, and I do believe that we need to be at the table, brother. And I see the other councilman just came in as well. But we need to be at the table with a racial economic analysis and a historic analysis to say that, no, this is what's going to happen for black people in Baltimore. And so I'll just close with, an affirmation, but I'll just say that I'm going to be doing some more podcasting. This was in this other film as well, No More Change 2. And I would encourage everybody, many people know about the Power Networking Conference, Leroy. I know you were there. Everybody knows George Fraser does an amazing conference every year. And I'm also available for speaking and moderating. But I like to do an affirmation for everybody. If it is up to me,
It's up to me.
it is to be.
It is to be.
So thank you very much, y'all.
If we were to ask the question, what would be the top 5 books that right now should be able to purchase? Well, what would be just give me 5 books. They ain't got to be top. Okay.
Sure.
5 books.
Well, certainly, it depends on who you are.
In your catalog.
Certainly. Well, first and foremost, the message to the people, Marcus Garvey's book. And I brought this for black men, named Akbar, prominent black psychologist. I mean, he's a little older now, but get those young people, brother. Mosiah. Yep.
That's right.
Mosiah. Where's Mosiah? You got these young brothers read this? Amos, what? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You got the name Akbar? Oh man, get them Visions for Black Men. This is Visions for Black Men, but Akbar has a few of those books from a business perspective. You know, right in Baltimore. You know, have it right here. Yeah, hold it up for me. The man himself. Let's give him a black hand. So, raise your applause so the people can see it.
It's more than the museum.
Right.